morning, and welcome back to the Board of Wisdom. Today, I want to walk you through the automated acquisition system that I built because, well, my friend messaged me and he was like, "You do 2 hours of work," and he'd love to model it. And the big reason why I can do 2 hours of work, 2 to 4 hours of work every single day, and still scale my business and still work with great clients and still get customers on a daily, clients who pay me well, who I love spending time with, is because of this automated acquisition system. Now, in the past, I used to spend a lot of time on DMs, cold messages, a lot of time on figuring out organic content, a lot of time on nurturing people in my email list. And it was just too much to handle. In a lot of ways, I was a slave to my business. I needed just like 4 or 5 hours per day to acquire people, and then another 2 hours to deliver to those people. It was just too heavy. So over the years, I developed this automated acquisition system that really needs like an hour per day, and it runs pretty smoothly. So I'm gonna break it down today with the numbers, with the stats, showing you everything behind the scenes so you could take it and you could implement it if it fits your vibe. So first things first, whenever you're running any funnel, any funnel, always start at the end. One of the biggest mistakes, and I see this a lot like in the business world, business coaching, business guru, they start with the ICP, they start with like the content, they start with the ads. You never start at the front, you always start at the end. What is your core offer? And what is your sales mechanism for this offer? Your sales mechanism depends on your strength, okay? So if you're a very outgoing, extroverted people person, your sales mechanism could be DMs or it could be calls with people. I'm not personally. I'm introverted. I like my time. I like my privacy. I don't like to spend time on calls with strangers. So I sell through a Notion document. Cool? It's very important for you to know what is your sales mechanism because the automated acquisition system revolves around that. Because if I want to sell on a call, it doesn't require all of those steps. But because I want to sell through an offer doc, because I don't want to go on sales calls with people, I have to compromise and I have to make my customer journey a bit longer or a bit deeper for people to be able to give me $5,000 plus with just a document. The second thing is with your offer, and it's very important for you to know that you have to have a unique mechanism. Your entire marketing, by the way, that this is, I don't believe that I'm sharing this just as it is for free. So this is free game for you. Your entire marketing, this entire funnel that you're building revolves around one thing, which is your mechanism. Your mechanism is basically what is the number one thing that people have to believe about your work for them to buy your work. So for me, for example, in the business niche and in the business guru niche, you see a lot of people like, I'm going to show you how to get more leads, more clients, make 10K months, whatever it is. But very few people actually show you how to automate and operate your business like an actual CEO, so you scale to multiple seven figures without overworking yourself. And at the same time, very few people actually work on you and who you are and your limiting beliefs and your self-sabotaging habits and your time management and your hobbies and your habits and everything. So for me, my mechanism, my unique angle of helping people is that I work on you, your behaviors, your mindset, your identity, everything, while we operate your business like proper CEOs with proper tracking, with proper SOPs. So I'm not teaching people, I'm not giving them a course, I'm not giving them an info product, I'm not giving them a script. This is real work, deep work. This is my mechanism. Okay, so what I do in my content pretty much, just like this video that you see right now, this video is about the automated acquisition system, is I always take one part of my big mechanism and I turn it into a long form piece of content. So I take one part of my offer, the way that I deliver results to my people, and I turn it into a YouTube video once per week. This is where it starts. Cool. So good offer. The way that you're going to sell the offer And what is the mechanism that you deliver the offer with? If you answer those questions, you set yourself off for success for the long run in your business. Now, let's start with the content. So every single Monday or Wednesday, depending on my time. So today it's Tuesday. I'm shooting this, most probably it's gonna be posted tomorrow. I create a long form YouTube video breaking down one single part of my offer. In this long form YouTube video, I literally break it down and I show it to you. I show you how this thing works. I walk you through it. I show you proof and examples. I show you receipts of this thing working. Because in my world, I don't want to persuade you to work with me. I don't want to push you to work with me. I want you to see that my method works, believe that it works by seeing the proof, and then if you want to join my world, welcome. For me to shoot this YouTube video usually takes me an hour to an hour and a half. So let's say 2 hours, just to throw a number. From this YouTube video, I create an Instagram reel, and this reel gets reposted on Facebook. So from one YouTube video, I can create multiple reels. By the way, like I have a Claude skill that takes the YouTube video and it turns it into approximately 5 reels. And then those 5 reels get reposted to Facebook too. This way I'm posting on 3 different platforms using the same video. This is pure leverage. This is like the core of the automated acquisition system. Wealth equals value times leverage. How much can you create leverage to distribute your value? That's the question that you need to answer, especially as someone who leads with his thinking. If you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you're a creator, if you're an info owner, you're leading with information. So your information has to reach a lot of people with a minimal amount of manual work. So from one YouTube video that takes me 2 hours, I have multiple Instagram reels, I have multiple Facebook posts. Now, this takes care of my distribution. Let me make sure that with recording, everything is good. Awesome, beautiful. This takes care of my distribution. This takes care of how many people see my stuff. Plus, I don't want to be a slave to the algorithm. So what I do is I pay for ads. I take those Instagram and Facebook stuff that performed really well, and I put money behind them. $5, $7.5, $10 per day initially, and then I start to scale it up, and we reach like $200, $300 per day. But as a start, $10 a day, it's pretty easy to do it. And it reaches the right people. So right now, you're not a slave to the algorithm. You're someone who knows who's seeing his content because you're paying for it. Like we have a client right now who's generating, sorry for my very bad drawings, but $3 for a qualified lead. So he's paying $3 for a qualified lead every single day. And every day he gets 5 of those leads, so $15 for 5 qualified leads. Now, if he closes just one of them, that's amazing, pretty much. So that takes care of your distribution. One of my mentors once said that if you don't learn ads, you're always going to be a slave to your business. And he's right. Let me get a sip of coffee. By the way, we're sponsored by a beautiful dark espresso today. My wife prepared it, so it's special. Now we got views, okay? Those views, just for us to get those views, it takes me 2 hours a week, pretty much, and it takes me, let's say hypothetically, $10 in ads per day. So that you set it up once, you just leave it. Super leveraged. I know people who spend 2 hours per day on content, which is crazy in my opinion. Now, you want to take the people who see you and you want to move them into something that we call demonstration. Low effort closing, sales free closing that doesn't need you to push someone down, like push the product down their throat, pretty much, happens when they believe that your solution is the best option that they have right now. And the only way for them to believe is to try it out. This is why we have the demonstration stage. Now, a lot of people in the demonstration stage, they run lead magnets. Free lead magnets sometimes as good as they are, as sexy as they are, as powerful as they are, don't get the job done because people don't want more info. That's an I for you. They want more action. So there's a difference between you going to the car dealer and actually looking at the car and getting all of the specs versus you taking the car on a drive, seeing how good this car is. There's a big difference. For me, I don't want them to get a lead magnet to get information or to see how we do things. I want them to implement something. So for example, I have a product that's, I think right now it's $19, that works with you to plan out your entire week so you don't feel overwhelmed in your business. Now, once you try it and you plan out your entire week within 20 minutes, you're like, wait a second. This guy helped me remove all overwhelm for the next 7 days in just $19. So you took action, you test drove parts of my coaching, parts of my product. By the way, I'm not really selling coaching right now. We don't have that offer open. Right now it's consulting or done for you work. So the 7-day game plan, I call it, is this: perfect, predictable weeks and days. So I took parts of my big method. This is why I tell you the big method is so important. I took a part of my big method and I turned it into a product that people can buy and they can test. Same thing for workshops. So for workshops, let's say hypothetically one of my most powerful workshops was this over here. I called it the daily client offer, pretty much. Actually, no, it was here. Sorry. It was here. I called it the daily client offer, and I worked with people on a workshop to show them how to set up an offer that brings them clients on a daily basis that would pay them anywhere from $9 to $47. And people on the call tested it out and they started getting customers from it. So when you do that, it's going to be kind of impossible for you not to invest more because it's like, this works. You see it, you experience it. Compared to free lead magnets where people just give you shit for free and they hope that you consume it and they hope that you like them enough so you pay them. We don't do that stuff over here. Now this is an example of a guy who paid for the product pretty much $47, and then the same person after a couple of weeks paid $7,000. Oops, actually let's just make it here. $7,000 to work with me one-on-one. Same person, same ascension, because he saw the value in what we create compared to everyone else in the market. Now here, by this point of our system, I only worked 2 hours to create a YouTube video, which from it I repurposed multiple things. And I created a workshop or a product once that takes me, let's say hypothetically with AI today, you could create it in 2 to 3 hours per month. So that's like 10 minutes a day, even less. That I can keep on selling recurringly again and again and again and again, making profits, generating qualified leads in my world who are prone to experience my higher level work. So can you start to see the vision? So rather than getting free leads, rather than paying and not making money, we're getting paying leads, we're high intent leads. So from there, and it just took us, let's say, 2.5 hours per week till now. From there, I have to actually just, let's change the color. What is your favorite color? Let me guess, blue. I'm gonna go with blue. From there, we have 2 options. I realized that once people buy this product, a lot of people are not ready for a bigger package right now in the moment. And we saw that with a lot of our clients across multiple different niches. A lot of people just want a quick consultation, a quick win. And we didn't want to give it for free. So what I started doing is I started offering limited amounts. So per month, I think I have every week I have 5 spots open. So that's like 20 spots per week approximately, 20 spots per month approximately, of a one-off call with me. It's $250. Cool. Now, rather than someone getting on a free consultation or a free coffee chat with you, they pay to sit down with you on a call where you can diagnose and you can help them move forward. And if every week you get 5 of those, 250 times 5, now I'm pretty bad at math, but that's $1,250. That's a pretty good amount per week. So that's 4,000 something per month. Great, happy days. Just from one-off consultations. So what happens even from the one-off consultations, so here's the example of this guy, the same guy. He bought the product, he bought the one-off consultation, and he was like, I want more, I love this, I want more. So he goes and he buys the bigger package. A lot of people who experience your work, who go into your world, who give you money initially, and then they give you money another time, they're much more prone to give you even bigger chunks of money. Especially the more educated customers, the more educated buyers. They're very open to seeing something because they've already tried a lot. And if the thing that you provided works, and if it's good enough, they move with you. And they move with you fast. So what we started doing, rather than pursuing people, persuading people, getting on sales calls with people, sending cold DMs to people, what I started doing is I just pay for ads to my content. People comment. They want something, I auto send them. So with ManyChat, we send them either the link to the product or workshop. They pay for it. From there, it's automated. Everyone either goes to book a call with me for $250, or they can go to my deeper offer. Now, what's better than this? Like, just tell me what's better than this. I don't know anything in the market better than this. It's not, you don't have to manage communities, you don't have to manage groups, you don't have to persuade people to work with you. It's just like people try on something and they love it so much that they want the bigger package. Now, let's say you don't get, people don't buy. People get this product, they don't ascend. People, maybe they start to see your content, but they don't buy anything. This is where nurture comes into play, because every single week when I'm creating this YouTube video, every single week the same people are rewatching the YouTube videos. So if every YouTube video is 20 minutes, and then they're seeing some of my short form content, so let's say they're spending another 10 minutes with me, every single week this person is spending 30 minutes with me over a year. This is where familiarity bias comes into play. This is why we had some people who didn't buy initially, but who bought from us 2 years later down the line, or 2.5 years later down the line. Because I stuck to this thing, which is every week I create a YouTube video. From it, I create multiple reels. People see the reels, people see the YouTube videos, people get my emails. And by the way, I didn't talk about email. I'm going to talk about it in a second to share with you how I think about email. So if they're not ready to buy now, they will be in the future and they will buy. And all that it took me is 2 hours to set the YouTube video up every single week, to create the Instagram and the Facebook posts every single week. And then let's say another 2 hours to just make sure that everything is working and it's maintained well. So that's 4 hours per week. That's less than an hour per day to have all of this set up and running. No optimizations, no pressure tactics, no pushing myself on people for them to buy from me. Now, where does email come into play? Let's clean this entire thing up so we could go into deeper details. And by the way, when I do those videos, I try to think like, what questions would you have? Because we're not doing them live. So to try to answer all of your questions, and so you get the most out of it. But, so emails, where does email come into play? For email specifically, when someone buys something or they join my email list, they get an automated 4-day email sequence that sells them on the call with me, okay? After the 4 days, they get to my general list. So this is a general list, okay? On the general list, I have specific things that I do. 3 weeks per month, I just send daily emails, so DE. This is a personal preference, okay? I'm not saying that if you don't do that, you're not gonna make money. I'm not saying that if you don't do that, your entire funnel is gonna break. I like writing. It's my passion. So I do it because I like it. Again, what is your personality reflected into your business, okay? What I also do is sometimes when I create the YouTube video, I transcribe it and I turn it into multiple emails too. So it's not even manual work, it's just automatic work. You can set up a skill with Claude and it does it pretty much for you. Literally covers everything. And then, so let's say this is week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4 of the month. What I do is for 3 weeks, I send daily emails. So D, and then another D. Week 4, at the end of each and every single month, I send a cash flow campaign. The cash flow campaign is basically an email campaign that gets people excited, hyped up, and educated about the offer that I have running right now that they could sign up to. So I start running it at the beginning of the week, and then at the end of the week, I open the offer, people enroll, and then I close the offer. I set it up like this because this is my personal preference. Again and again, I'm gonna repeat it till you're sick of me. Your business should be a reflection of your skills, of your superpowers, of your strengths, of your uniqueness, of your personality, of your values, and nothing else. I set it up this way because I like writing, I like cash campaigns, I like quick flows of money, and then I close things off so I could work with the people that I sign. That doesn't mean that this works for you specifically, but you can take parts of what I showed you right now from the automated acquisition system and you can implement it for yourself. The big piece that I want you, like it's not, this is not customizable or a question. This is like, you do it. No questions about it. You just go and you do it. We tracked over 500 data points from clients. Over 500 data points from clients. The most successful clients were people who were doing short form to long form. You have to create long form content, whether it was a YouTube video, Substack article, webinars, I don't care. Something that's long, that explains your work in depth. And you have to take the people who see you on short form content from Instagram, from Facebook, from LinkedIn, whatever it is, to watch your long form stuff if you want smoother sales processes. Because there's a big difference between people who get on sales call with you and they're like, tell me about what you do, versus the person who sends you a message or they get on sales call with you, who knows your work, knows what you do, knows what you're up to, knows everything about you, understands everything, and they're like, I have just a couple of questions and I'm ready. There's a big difference. And the only way you can do that is to take people to long form. And this is kind of the core of the automated acquisition system, which is proper long form content that is built around your unique mechanism. So hopefully that makes sense. Take the parts that suit you, that work with you, that the insights that were sexy to you, and implement them. But please, the biggest one, just do this. Don't skip on this. Don't sleep on this. Like you would really be wasting a lot of money and time if you don't do it. Cool. Anyway, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments down below. You're gonna see some links for you to either buy my product or get to work with me. If you want that, welcome to my world. I'll see you. Bye-bye.